the best, worst podcast you've ever heard. And now, The Ronnie and Bo Show, brought to you by Prescott Realty.
Ronnie and Bo, Ronnie and Bo, Ronnie and Bo. Ronnie and Bo. That's where we put the emphasis on Bo. Ronnie and Bo. Ronnie and Bo.
That's better.
Right. Just let's emphasize the and. Or Shotgun Tom. We just emphasize him.
Yes.
We like him.
Yeah, he's
Thank
worth
you.
emphasizing.
Yes, yes, yes.
It's the Ronnie and Bo Show, brought to you by Prescott Realty. PrescottRealty.com, or you can call them.
Realty, Bo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say Realty? It's not Realty.
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 And Realtor.
They're great realtors.
Yeah.
Realtors?
Realtors.
Realtors.
Yes. I mean, there's so many words like that, right?
Yes, that's right.
That everybody says a certain way. I mean, almost everybody. But then you go look at it, and it's
sort of incorrect. Like Prescott.
Yeah, Prescott. It should be Prescott.
I lived in Norfolk, Virginia. Norfolk.
Yes.
Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah.
It's Norfolk.
Norfolk.
With the southern accent.
That's like the New Orleans,
Nolans, yeah.
New Orleans. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's
so it's Prescott Realty.
Prescott Realty.
That's how we say it. That's how they say it, and that's how you should say it.
Exactly.
When you need a realtor.
Yep. They have specialists that help you through the buying or selling process of your home, and really with the largest financial decision that you really have to make in your life is home buying and selling. You really need to go with someone that knows what they're doing and that you can trust.
And they have a lot of information and history because they've been here since 1991. So these guys know the cracks, so to speak, in the real estate market here.
That's for sure.
They know everything about Prescott Realty.
Yep. So give them a call today for a no-commitment free consultation at 928-851-4500 or visit PrescottRealty.com.
Thanks for listening on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. We're on TuneIn. We're everywhere that you get a podcast. We've got a Facebook account. We'd love for you to like that. We're on Instagram and Twitter. Please check in on those platforms to the Ronnie and Bo Show. So we're everywhere. Huh?
That's true. Everywhere that you can possibly be. We are the omnipresent podcasters.
There you go. There is a debate.
Yes.
Do you announce where you are? Do you share the information? Do you give the listener instructions, or are you more generic? Listen to us on Apple iTunes. Listen to us on TuneIn. Listen to us on Spotify. Or do you say, listen to the Ronnie and Bo Show?
Yeah.
On your favorite podcast provider. I don't know what's
the weird part is
correct.
If people are going to hear that announcement or that instruction,
they're
already listening.
I got you.
So, but maybe when we post things, on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, people may not necessarily know where to listen.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyways, so what's going on?
Well, we've got a time right now, I think, for a Ronnie and Bo poll.
Okay.
Yes.
I was going to try to sneak in a little piece of popcorn.
I need a Bo poll.
It's hard to say.
It is.
Ronnie and Bo Po. Bo Po. Bo Pole.
Yes.
Bopol.
Yes. And so
how about RBP?
RBP. R&BP.
RBP time. And then we could say that for like 25 years, and they go, "What does that mean?" Only the loyals know what that means.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So, Bo, here's the poll question. I want you to name the largest freshwater lake in the world. Name the largest freshwater lake in the world. And I'm going to give you some options.
I don't need them.
You don't?
Goldwater Lake.
No, that's not true.
Yeah?
No.
Have you been in it?
I have.
Can you touch the bottom?
No.
See? Told you. Done. Next subject.
Oh, man. All right, so here are your options. Option 1, Lake Malawi, which is located in Mozambique. Option 2, Great Bear Lake, which is located in Canada.
Really?
Yes. Option 3, Lake Superior, which is located in the United States. Option 4, and final option, Lake Victoria, which is located in Africa. So which is the largest freshwater lake in the world? Lake Malawi, Great Bear Lake, Lake Superior, or Lake Victoria? You got to hang in there. About 15, 20 minutes. We'll give you the answer at the end of the episode.
I think this is a trick question. I think it's Granite Basin Lake. You're laughing.
That one,
okay, you're laughing. Wait till you get the answer, and you'll see who's the smarter one of the two.
Walk across Granite Basin Lake.
Watson Lake. Did you say which is the largest freshwater lake in the world, or which is the largest freshwater lake with a car show every year? And the Highland Games.
Yeah.
I know. I've been there.
You got that.
Okay.
Yeah. So stick around for that. What are we talking about today, Bo?
Well, we're going to my wheelhouse.
Yeah?
You know?
Yeah,
I
what is
appreciate you.
Yep.
Music.
Music is your wheelhouse for sure.
Music and the movies.
And then the movies are kind of
You
my
like that.
wheelhouse. So this is a merger. This is of
our two passions.
This is peanut butter and jelly for the Ronnie and Bo show.
But not in the same jar. We learned about that a couple of episodes
we don't
ago.
go for the goober grape stuff. So, but yeah, so there have been some amazing soundtracks, but then also really more specific,
Just
like
the title song.
the actual song that we remember from that movie.
You know, I'm not going to know the exact answer, but you know, when Elvis was making a lot of movies, you know, they capitalized on his music, and so then they said, well, let's get him in the movies then.
Right.
And the movie was about him, a singing cowboy or a singing race car driver or a singing, you know, and so they would monopolize and cross over those two. So, you know, Hound Dog. Or Jailhouse Rock, I should say.
Right.
Jailhouse Rock was in a movie, and so
right.
they figured if he's selling records, maybe we put a song in the movie,
Right.
maybe that'll draw some movie viewers.
Yep.
You know, fans of the music. So I imagine that's sort of roughly how it came to be.
Yeah, and then from there, I imagine too, like at some point, I think we've seen a song become popular.
That's right.
That wouldn't have otherwise.
So it's both ways, right? It's both ways. The song will promote the movie.
Yeah.
And then you got a period where, you know, you would make a musician or make a group.
Yep.
Or you would make by that or that song would be a hit on the radio because everybody saw it in the movie. So it can go both ways. You're absolutely right.
Exactly.
Yep.
Stuff like Ghostbusters. I mean, that was a great movie, one of my all-time favorite movies. And then the theme song.
Who are you going to call?
Yeah, that Ray Parker Jr.
Yes.
And that was, I mean, classic.
And then that song gets on MTV, and so it's a big cross promotion.
Right.
And then they sell 45s or
Exactly.
You know, and that's a good one.
Exactly.
You pulled one out of your hat.
I did. But
Oh,
that one never to be heard of again. I don't know what Ray Parker Jr. is up to.
And then you got folks like Phil Collins, and I'm not bashing Phil Collins, but other people have done. Then you do that, and then it's a formula, and then you become very successful at it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he did Against All Odds in the movie Against All Odds, and then he did the Lion King soundtrack. Then you get a relationship with Disney, and then you're in every movie, and you're making a whole bunch of money.
Yeah, that's for sure.
So you got folks like that.
That's for sure.
Celine Dion,
yes.
My Heart Goes On. Is that the Titanic one?
Titanic one.
This is what we're talking about.
That was huge. That's it.
know?
It. Yeah. Okay, so see if you throw out a couple songs, see if I can guess the movie.
Okay.
Does that work?
All right. Yeah. I think so. I think we can do that.
I can tell you one right off the bat.
Go ahead.
For me personally, I've got a couple right off the bat. Is that okay?
Sure.
That I really like moment in time where the movie intersected with the song,
Right.
and it was like life changing for me.
Sure. Inspirational.
Breakfast Club.
Oh.
Breakfast Club, and Don't You Forget About Me.
Yeah, that was Simple Minds, right?
Yep. For me, that's one of the best. Like I love the song and absolutely love the movie. Breakfast Club and Simple Minds. Don't you?
Well,
forget
I'll
about
tell
me.
you. I'll give an example of a song that's not a traditional song. It's
Yeah.
you know, and I don't. You're gonna have to help me with it. But talking about inspiring, what was the theme to Rocky? Gonna fly now.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wanted that song on the radio. You didn't
No.
want that in your record collection.
No.
But when you heard that music, you were
Yeah.
ready to run up a mountain.
I know,
Huh?
exactly.
Right? You know, that
That's
kind of
it.
stuff.
I know for our boys, and now, I mean, for me too. But we're really into Back to the Future.
Okay.
Love that movie, and Huey Lewis in the News, Power of Love.
But see, there's an example. There's
amazing.
an example. How did those? I mean, obviously that was a placement, right, or
Right.
something.
Oh,
I mean,
for sure.
and that's okay. I'm not
Yeah.
being critical or
No.
judgment. But Huey Lewis had nothing to do with the movie,
Nothing.
Serial or whatever,
Yeah.
the institution
Yes.
of those films.
Yes.
He was just probably the hot guy in the 80s, and he was the hot artist, and so that's got to help him because so that's a good relationship for both of them.
Okay, I'm starting to chuckle because I just thought of something that I really enjoy. That the moment I say it, I know you're going to make fun of me, and I deserve it.
Well,
so you can let me. You can.
That's
let me
why we
have it.
work good together.
Okay, so The Bodyguard.
Oh man.
With Kevin Costner. I love Kevin Costner, and that is such a guilty pleasure. I love the movie, but
Now
that was a soundtrack that, if I'm not mistaken, and this is something I might need to Google like while we're sitting here.
What?
But I think that was one of the most selling, platinum
course,
or whatever
yeah,
that.
that was
all
Whitney
time.
Houston, and she was hot at the time, and so she
Right.
did the song. What do you know the name of the song? I just did that little stupid thing. And I will always love you. I will always
which
love
was
you.
a Dolly Parton
Well,
song.
there you go.
Right.
So there you go. It was a hit in the 60s and 70s,
Yep.
and nobody in the world knew about it. And then
Right.
Whitney does it,
Yep.
and guess who makes more money? Whitney or Dolly?
Yeah.
Dolly.
Oh,
She wrote it.
wow.
She wrote
So
it.
She got the.
Guess who
oh,
gets-
man.
who-
See,
guess who
that's a
makes the money
smart
on the
woman
royalties?
right
Oh,
there. I'm a
man.
Dolly Parton fan.
Yeah.
She's cool.
And,
But yeah, that was actually, I'm pulling it up here. That was 18 times platinum.
So I used to know this. I don't know
Right.
this, but you would have, and you can just take my word for it. But you'd have a gold record
Okay.
would be a million copy.
Okay.
Million
All
selling
right.
copies.
Yep.
So if you sold 1 million copies, you were certified gold, and you
Wow.
got a gold record.
Which that in and of itself is so much.
And then platinum is like whatever,
Right.
a billion or 2 million or 5 million. It's a designation, so it's way above the gold album status.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was, and it was 18 times
Times
at
that.
that level.
Man.
Yeah,
No, that's cool.
I see one here, Unchained Melody. I've got some history about Unchained Melody.
Oh, Ghost.
Do you know- Ghost, there you go.
Yes, yeah.
So that was the-
Patrick Swayze and Gray.
What's her name? No, what's her name?
Jennifer Grey.
No, she had
no,
a weird
I'm thinking
name.
of Whoopi Goldberg and
Yeah, come on. She was married to
I
Bruce
was thinking-
Willis.
I think
Demi
of
Moore.
Demi Moore. Yeah,
Demi Moore.
I think I was thinking of Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, Dirty Dancing's
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
good ones. Yeah.
Yep.
So Unchained Melody,
Yes.
and I that was the Righteous Brothers that had it. A lot of people.
Hold on. I'm gonna come around behind you, and can we get the? Can you get that pottery? Move it over here. Just a
No,
little-
get your arms away from me. This is my clay. Go find your own wheel of clay.
All right. So Unchained Melody.
So Unchained Melody was a song that was well before the Righteous Brothers.
Okay.
And
Oh,
I
didn't know that.
actually interviewed Bobby Hatfield of the Righteous Brothers, who didn't write that song, who recorded that song, and it was in the movie.
Wow.
And I asked him, I said, "Did you guys know that your song Unchained Melody was?" No, and he said, "No, the artists never know.
Wow.
It's the writers and the
Yep.
the catalogs. They have
Yep.
to know because you have to buy it from them."
Right, right.
And so he said. We were in L.A., and he said the story was that they were making that movie, and the crew, and the producers, and the executive producers, everybody was going home, stuck in traffic, thinking about how they did that day, right?
Yep.
And they say this is true. It was a female producer or executive or director or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was coming home from the sound stage and listening to K Earth 101. Which was an oldie station, and they played that song, and she said, "That's it." Oh man, she wrote it down, and she said, "I'm bringing it to work tomorrow. That's the one we're going to
That's
do."
it.
And they reshot that scene, that clay scene,
with
to,
that
to,
in
to,
mind?
to match the
Wow.
the length of the song. And he said, but the artist doesn't. They don't get notified. It's just the publisher or the writer gets published.
Yeah.
So it was in. And he said, but I will tell you this. I said, what? He said, my wife and I go down to the junior college and take clay lessons ever since that movie came out. That's what he said to me. That was his joke.
Oh, that is too good.
But yeah, that's fun. So and then he also said it was in a movie in the 40s called Unchained.
Oh.
The name of the movie in the 40s was Unchained, and he said
right.
Al Hibbler sang the song. Unchained Melody for the movie Unchained. It was the worst piece of music you've ever heard. He was very proud of his work.
They redeemed it then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Unchained Melody and Ghost. That's a good movie music combo.
Okay,
right
I'll say it, and you tell me the movie. Take my breath away.
there. Top Gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who was that?
Berlin.
Berlin.
Yeah, and they were kind of a one-hit wonder, but I just saw an interview with her, female vocalist of Berlin, and I don't know her name, but she talked about, I mean, that was such a game changer.
Sure.
And then they toured the world as a band for a decade and a half after that movie just because of that song.
Yeah, so they would gain notoriety and popularity, and they would tour all over the world.
Yeah.
And they would sell millions of concert tickets.
Yeah.
And they would play about 50 minutes of songs that you didn't care about, and then you waited for the encore to hear that song.
Exactly. And she said the band was real bitter about it, but that she said, I could never knock it. Like, I made a whole living off it, so, yeah.
And there's a woman in Hollywood, I think Orange County, but in Hollywood, named Diane Warren.
Yes.
And, she's become more popular, but in her early days, she was one of these anonymous writers, and she wrote a lot of songs for a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And you didn't know who she was because she was a writer.
Right.
And then she came out of her shell and she started singing the songs.
Okay.
Diane Warren, Up Where We Belong with Joe Cocker for Officer and a Gentleman.
Oh, yeah.
Diane Warren, Time of My Life with Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers for Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
So she really had a spurt of success there with all those songs.
Yep.
You know?
That is good.
Diane Warren wrote How Do I Live? What's that song? Explain that to me. How Do I Live Without You? Is that what movie was that in?
It was like Leanne Rimes or
yes. Well, I know who sang them. Trisha Yearwood had a radio hit, a country radio hit, and Leanne Rimes. How Do I Live? What movie was it? Was it Con Air or was it the other one?
I'm picturing Nicolas Cage. So that
was that Con Air.
That must have been Con Air.
What was the other one that we were talking about that wasn't Con Air?
Aerosmith did it in Armageddon. What was that song? That was
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, right?
Yeah.
Again, a Diane Warren song.
Wow.
So she made a lot of money.
Now that
writing a whole bunch of
that to
movie
me
songs.
Is like on a previous episode we talked about Steven Tyler and Pat Sajak having a weird conversation. To me, Diane Warren and Aerosmith is not a match that I would put together. But
and then she finally
is a good song.
Yeah, and she
right?
finally got in front of the camera, and she was standing next to Bill Medley of the Righteous Brothers at one time, singing that song, and standing next to Joe Cocker, singing that song "Up Where We Belong" from Officer and a Gentleman. So you know the Monkees? Remember the Monkees, the '60s group, the Monkey, the TV show?
I like the TV.
They had all the hits,
show.
and then they got blasted because they didn't play their music. Who cares? They didn't play their music. They didn't write in their songs. It was a TV show. They were actors. You didn't have to. I'm a Believer by the Monkees. What movie was that in? What comes to mind when you say that? Do you not know?
No.
I'm a believer.
Yeah.
Then I saw her face.
I'm trying to think of a movie that
Was it not in all the Shrek movies?
Ah, yes.
Soundtrack?
Yep, that's it.
So you know who wrote that song?
Who?
Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
I guess I've heard
he made a lot of money on that.
Sense.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then there was a movie in the 50s called Blackboard Jungle.
Oh, that's one of my favorites.
And no, it was a significant movie.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was a significant 50s movie in history. And it had Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley and the Comets.
That's cool.
And you got to think, that's when rock and roll started, and that was shocking to the big band music and the big band era.
That's cool. And so the movie helped that along too.
Yeah. So Rock Around the Clock. Bill Haley is almost credited as the first rock and roller.
Wow, that's neat.
I mean, he was. Yeah.
I like that.
What other ones? Did we stump you?
You stumped me on that one.
Oh, am I supposed to scroll up and down? I don't know how to scroll up and down.
Do you know how to do that?
No. Not with this clock.
One movie that, I mean, pretty epic movie. I'm sure it's in the top 10 movies of all time, and it has to be in a top list of soundtracks, is The Graduate with Dustin Hoffman.
There you go.
Simon and Garfunkel.
Which one was that? Simon and Garfunkel. I should know it. I'm going to know.
They had a couple songs.
Mrs. Robinson.
Mrs. Robinson was.
But they did also.
That's the theme one. But I think for sure because that's who the movie centers around.
Yeah.
But
Plastics.
Scarborough Fair and April Comes She Will.
Yeah, they got a lot of
Sound
songs.
of Silence.
I got one for you. Oh, now my computer unfroze.
Okay,
I got it.
Okay, hit me.
Staying Alive.
Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
John Travolta. That's good. Yep. That is good.
Flashdance. What a Feeling. Irene Cara.
Flashdance. Yep.
And that was in the movie called Flashdance.
Yep. And that I have that image of the woman on the chair with the bucket of water hitting
That's her.
Yeah.
So there was a scene, and this is sort of what do you call it? The trivia.
Okay.
There was a scene where she has to perform a live audition in front of the the school officials.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember it. It was a dark room, and
Yeah.
and the table was there, and they don't want to be judging this, this kind
sort of dance. Yeah.
And you got to look at it, but that was so it was Irene Cara or the actress or whoever did it. That's a guy. What do you call it? Stunt double.
Oh, really?
Doing the dancing and doing the rolls
kidding.
and the somersaults and the times, and that's why the set was all dark. You got to look at it.
Oh, wow.
So that was not her doing it. It was a stunt double, but it was a male stunt double doing her part.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of that sort of trivia, back to the Future thing, when Michael J. Fox is auditioning at the beginning of the movie for to be one of the acts in a school band concert, and he's playing just lip syncing to a Huey Lewis song, and Huey Lewis is one of the teachers that are judging whether he's going to make it into the show or not, and then shuts him up and says, "Stop! It's just too loud." And
puts his own music down, right?
Yeah, that's good.
You're the one that I want.
Oh, ooh. Yeah,
I was going to say, do I have to add that?
Is that Grease?
Grease, yep.
Yep, Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta. Footloose,
a song from Kenny Loggins.
Kenny Loggins, that's
he did Danger Zone too. Berlin, we talked about Berlin, but he was in the
exactly.
And then there's a whole argument. There's a song, the title song, but then there's a soundtrack with a couple of good ones. So usually the soundtrack is just filler music.
Exactly, but Kenny Loggins is another one. So wait, what was the one you just said?
Footloose,
and then Top Gun for Danger Zone. But then he also did. I'm All Right from Caddyshack. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So he had a little
Think
run.
of how young he was back then.
He had a run there for sure. Oh, my gosh.
Nobody does it better?
Oh, that's one of the Bond ones, right?
Yeah.
I won't know which one. But
now, I didn't know this. It was written by Marvin Hamlish and Carol Bayer Sager, but I know it as a Carly Simon song.
Oh.
So she was the one that I think
that's
sang.
cool.
Nobody.
Yeah. Carol Bayer Sager. Sager was my last name pre-adoption.
Really?
Yep.
All right, Francis, whatever you say.
Francis Ronald Sager.
Jaws theme, Star Wars theme.
Yeah, okay, so then that's a whole different category where it's not an actual pop song, but then there are some, right?
Well,
that are these, that's an unforgettable...
it's not a song on the radio.
On a piano, and everybody...
I can name that tune. I can wet my pants in 2 notes.
Oh, man.
Then there was the theme to the Sting. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's super good.
How are we going to get out of this, Ronnie?
I really have no idea, other than maybe we land the plane in the largest freshwater lake in the world.
All right.
Just give an answer to
and
the
hope
Ronnie
it
and
floats.
Huh? I hope so. So, okay.
Lake Wakakuchi.
That was not it.
Huh?
And it's
in
not
Illinois.
Goldwater, and it's not Lynx, and it's not Watson, and it's not Granite Basin, Bow. Name the largest freshwater lake in the world. The options were Lake Malawi, Great Bear Lake, Lake Superior, or Lake Victoria. And the answer is, Bo, do you have the answer? Do you know the answer?
Well, I know a fact about one of them. Lake Victoria is the largest lake in Africa, not in the world.
Oh, okay.
Not in the world.
Ooh. Oh, you almost got me there then. All right. So in the world, the largest freshwater lake
I don't know.
is
Just give it to me.
Lake Superior.
Here in the United States?
Yes.
Well, that's incredible.
It's nice because it's in the name. If you were paying it Superior,
I guess that's
kind of point us that direction, but that's good.
Huh.
So thank you so much to everybody that is just leaving ratings or reviews for us. That means an awful lot. It helps listeners find our podcast.
Yes, it really does.
Thank you so much for any ratings and reviews that you're leaving.
And thank you to Prescott Realty, our sponsor of the Ronnie and Bo Show. Boy, they are so loyal to us, and they are so nice to us and so giving and caring. PrescottRealty.com, or you can call them at 928-851-4500. It's no hassle. It's no hassle, no commitment. They started about, I don't know how long they started, about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And about a day or two in, we decided to look for office space.
Yep.
To move the Ronnie and Bo Show headquarters to, and we went through a process. We put earnest money down. We opened escrow, and it didn't work.
Right.
and they did a lot of work for us.
Yeah.
They sent all the emails out.
The way
they did
it goes
everything,
sometimes.
and they were fine.
But
and
they
said,
don't make you feel bad about it or anything. It's
That's exactly right.
So great.
We know that firsthand.
Well, if you need help, then just give him a call at 928-851-4500. And Bo, slide over. Get that.
Whoa,
You better.
my darling, I hunger for
We got some
your
clay pots to
touch.
mold.
Thanks for listening to The Ronnie and Bo Show, available on your favorite podcast provider. Please connect with The Ronnie and Bo Show on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and RonnieandBoShow.com. Send comments to RonnieandBoShow@gmail.com. This is your announcer speaking. I'm Shotgun Tom Kelly.